What's going on, my fellow Jedi and Padawans? Welcome back to another Jedi gaming video. Thank you guys so much for coming back to the channel, and if you guys are new, welcome, welcome. With Heresy coming out very soon, here we are finishing up our god rolls from the Sandbox update that came out in Act 3 here, that is pushing into Heresy, with the Crucible updates coming as well for trials, etc., rewards, so much going on. So we're gonna cover two of these god roll scout rifles that are slapping with lightweight frames. They got that little buff that you can see on the screen right here, absolutely dapping Guardians up, because they did feel like pea shooters before, and you can get some pretty good daps right now in my personal opinion with these. So let's get into it. First off, we got ourselves the Taraxippos. This thing comes from Guardian Games, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit to get it if you don't have it, but this thing is absolutely dapping up, has some good perks with the classy contender origin trait. Final blows grant us class ability energy, definitely a nice little perk for the Crucible. And secondly, we got ourselves that Amalon fluid dynamics. This weapon gains increased reload stability for the top half of the magazine, also not bad because this thing does go bouncing around just a little bit, built it out for range and stability, of course. In the first column, we got ourselves small bore with a stability masterwork. This time we got ourselves 55 in range, 65 in stability. I felt like the range sitting at that nice 50-60 range felt good on these scout rifles, and then that stability wanted it up a little bit higher into that 65-70 range. For your magazine, go with that authorized rounds right here. We got ourselves that +10 to range. Third column, the god roll, I personally would go with keep away as your #1 choice. You get reload, range, accuracy when no targets are in close proximity. Definitely how a scout rifle should be used. Second option, now hear me out, this is a little bit of a sleeper in my personal opinion, but I do really like it on the weapon that I have. I have gut shots right here straight with the explosive payload in the next round, but we got ourselves that aiming down sights, gives us body damage increase, but a little bit of target acquisition decrease. So my personal opinion, I don't really feel the target acquisition go down at all, but that body shot damage does feel quite good. Fourth column, your first choice to pair with keep away, which is the 5 out of 5, I think, is the precision instrument. Dealing sustained damage increases precision damage, so overall this is definitely your best option if you go precision with the keep away, accurized, and small bore. But that gut shot straight with the combination of this right here with explosive payload, it is pretty good in my personal opinion as well. So we got that projectile that creates an AoE effect, super good in the Crucible, can definitely hit some of those Guardians around corners, will do a little bit of extra damage, especially with that gut shot straight in combination with this. But I do think, like I said, overall that keep away with the precision instrument is your best for this one right here. The second option for me is the good old red tape, which we got actually in Act 3 right here, which is a stasis weapon in our primary slot. Got it as a lightweight frame. This thing is a stasis burn, like I said. We got Dark Ether Reaper. Final blows with this weapon periodically spawn those Dark Ether charges. When we collect them by shooting them, touching them, it overflows the weapon, so pretty good to get procced in the Crucible if you can get it to proc. Same thing over here, we're gonna go with small bore again in the first column with that 7 range, 7 stability, and I went with a stability masterwork once again. We went with accurized rounds in that second column, giving us that +10 to range. We got 55 in range, 56 in stability on this bad boy. Third column, once again, keep away is as one of our perks, so go with this as your god roll. You get that range, accuracy, as well as no targets in proximity. So scout rifles, how you should be using it, staying away from people. And then I personally like as a second option closing time, improve accuracy, range, and handling as the magazine gets lower. So when you're continuously shooting it, it's going to become even more crispy on those Guardians. Fourth column, personally my favorite one is the explosive payload right here. Projectiles create an AoE effect that detonate on impact. Definitely does the most damage, at least base wise overall for these shots. So that's what I would go with. Keep away with explosive payload as your 5 out of 5. But you could also go with high impact reserves, pairing that with closing time. The end of the magazine is also going to deal more damage with that accurized range that you're getting from closing time, so it is also a very good combination. But like I said, keep away with explosive payload, probably the 5 out of 5 with that accurized, and small bore with a stability masterwork, keeping that range and stability as close as you can to each other. Want a little bit extra stability if you can on these lightweight frames, just because you have good handling, you can move fast with them. They do bounce a little bit up and down, or depending on what your recoil direction is, a little bit left and right, but I like having that extra stability instead of the extra range on these scout rifles, because the perks kind of take over that extra range that you're missing, etc. So I really do like these and have been using them on Warlock, where I can stay in a rift, stay in a well, something like that. Even a Titan where you're throwing down your baby barricade, where you can pick your head up, do a couple pops, stick back down. You're getting a lot of that to proc. So definitely give these lightweight frames a try out. I know Taraxippos you can't grab for a minute, but I'm sure everybody has one laying around. Red tape you can grab right now, but there are a lot of other lightweight frames around that you can use. These were just the two that I had in my vault that felt the best. So any lightweight frames, try them out. I appreciate all you guys for coming back, always checking out the channel. Means a lot to me, means a lot to the channel. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe. If you haven't hit that bell, really helps us out. You guys get those notifications on these builds that we got for god rolls, as well as just builds in general for some dapping up guardians, etc., which we got coming out in a little bit here with Heresy and that nice good old Crucible change. A lot going on. So love you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.